Have you ever thought about how killing Alduin during the prologue in Helgen would affect the rest of the game? Would he still appear in later encounters? And is it even possible to kill him at that stage by any means? In total, you meet the World Eater 7 times throughout the game, not counting the moments when he resurrects named dragons. The first encounter is of course during his attack on Helgen. The second time he appears is right after you escape through the cave. That's when you can see him flying away from the town. The third encounter happens near Kain's Grove, where he brings the dragon Saloknir back to life. After that, there are 2 encounters on the summit of the Throat of the World, one in the past and one in the present. The 6th meeting takes place in Sovngarde, and the 7th and final one is also there, during the battle with him. In this video, I'm going to try killing him in Helgen first, and then continue to do the same in other parts of the story if the game brings him back. That way, I can test what happens when Alduin is defeated at points where the game normally doesn't allow it, and also see how far the story will let me progress under those conditions. Between my encounters with the World Eater, I'll keep my commentary on the main plot brief, just to remind viewers what's going on, especially for those who might be busy reading The Lusty Argonian Maid instead of following the main quest. I'll begin by starting a new game and creating my character. I've noticed that a lot of YouTubers make characters with unusual, or to be blunt, ugly appearances. And, since I'm not about to fall behind, I made this lovely orc, whom I named Cucumber. After that, I waited for Alduin to arrive, and just for fun, I decided to try killing him right there on the execution block. Just in case, I used a console command to remove his essential status, then typed kill. It didn't work, so I went for a more radical option and entered kill all. The game immediately crashed, okay? That was clearly a bad idea. I restarted and tried again, this time with a more reasonable approach. I played until the moment when he lands, where, in theory, I could attack him if my hands hadn't been tied. So I fixed that little problem with another console command, picked up a random weapon, and started hitting him. But, as it turned out, he couldn't take damage at all. Once again, my only option was kill all. This time, the game didn't crash. Alduin died with a standard dragon death animation, and I even absorbed his soul. His body did vanish for about 10 seconds, but then it reappeared. Naturally, I got curious about the loot, but when I tried to search his body, the game told me this person is busy. Apparently, Alduin is a very busy dragon. I ran around for a while, and eventually I could check his loot. As it turned out, it was the same as any regular dragon. After that, I wanted to escape with Ralof, but I took the wrong door and ended up leaving with Hadvar instead. We fought through the cave and got outside, where my second encounter with Alduin should have happened. But since he was already dead, he didn't show up. Hadvar just stood there doing nothing. I thought my experiment was over. But when I ran a bit further away, the quest finally updated. Next, I was supposed to go to Riverwood, but I decided to skip ahead and head straight to Bleak Falls Barrow for the Dragonstone. I cleared the dungeon, spoke with the Jarl of Whiterun, and handed the artifact over to Farengar before he even asked for it.
Ah, the Dragonstone of Bleak Falls Barrow. You already found it.
Then Irileth appeared with news of a dragon attacking the watchtower. I went there, but quickly realized I didn't even have a bow. I thought the fight would take forever, until the dragon decided to help me. It tossed a guard into the air, and he landed right next to me with a bow in his inventory. Thanks, dragon. Very considerate. I killed it, absorbed the soul, and unlocked my first shout. Not long after, the Greybeard summoned me, and the Jarl explained what it meant.
The Greybeards are masters of the way of the voice. If you really are Dragonborn, they can teach you how to use your gift.
I climbed to High Hrothgar, practiced shouting with them, learned a few new shouts, and was sent after the horn of Jurgen Windcolor. But when I arrived, the horn was gone, replaced by a note telling me how to find the thief. Following the note, I met Delphine, who told me where Alduin planned to resurrect another dragon.
Kain's Grove. There's an ancient dragon burial near there. If we can get there before it happens, maybe we'll learn how to stop it.
So I went there with her. This was supposed to be Alduin's 3rd appearance. To my surprise, despite being dead, Alduin was still alive. Apparently, in some places, the scripts are stronger than his death. I tried Dragon Rend, but it had no effect. He just kept circling above the burial mound. So I resorted once more to kill all. This time, something strange happened. Instead of dying, Alduin simply vanished. I could only hope I had actually killed him. Since the dragon he was resurrecting also died, I spoke with Delphine, who sent me to the Thalmor Embassy for information on dragons.
I figured out how we're going to get you into the Thalmor Embassy. The Thalmor ambassador, Elenwen, regularly throws parties where the rich and connected cozy up to the Thalmor. I can get you into one of those parties.
I put on my fancy outfit, distracted the guests, snuck into the archives, stole the documents, and escaped. There wasn't much about the dragons, but there was plenty about an old man named Esbern who knew a lot about them. Delphine immediately sent me to Riften to ask Brynjolf about him, but since I already knew where Esbern lived, I went straight there. I convinced him to come along, and once he met Delphine, he told us to head for Skyhaven Temple, where Alduin's wall was hidden. We solved some puzzles, got inside, and Esbern examined the wall. It revealed that Alduin could only be defeated with the Shout Dragon Rend. The Greybeards couldn't help, but their leader at the very peak of the throat of the world could. He turned out to be Alduin's brother, who explained the only way to learn the shout was from the ancient Nords themselves.
The Nords of those days used the Dragon Rend shout to cripple Alduin. But this was not enough. With the Elder Scroll that was used to break time, you may be able to cast yourself back to the other end of the break. You could learn Dragon Rend from those who created it.
So I needed to travel into the past. That meant I had to get the Elder Scroll no matter what. First, I asked Esbern where to find it, but he only told me to seek help from the College of Winterhold. So, I headed to Winterhold and had a little fun with the mage guarding the entrance, using my shout on her. Eventually, she decided I was worthy enough to join, opened the gates, and I went straight to the library. There, the librarian turned out to be an orc just as smart as I am. Most importantly, he told me where to look for the Elder Scroll. More precisely, he told me where to find the insane scholar who knew a great deal about them. So I headed north to the frozen hideout of this strange man.
Elder Scrolls, indeed. I know of one. Forgotten. Sequestered. Have you heard of Black Reach? Cast upon where Drimmer City slept, the yearning spire hidden learnings kept. In the depths of Black Reach, one yet lies.
After that, I went straight to Black Reach, where I spent a lot of time working my way through the dungeons until I finally reached the ancient dwarven city. Inside, I found the tower that held the Elder Scroll. I solved a small puzzle and claimed the ancient, powerful artifact. With the Elder Scroll in hand, I read it on the very spot where the Nords once fought Alduin.
Shudders at its touch. There is no question. You are doomed.
And yes, he appeared again, but that wasn't a surprise, since this was the past. I tried killing him again, and although I succeeded, the quest bugged because his body fell off the mountain. On my second attempt, everything worked, and one of the ancient warriors banished Alduin's body into the future. Returning to the present, I found Alduin alive once more. At this stage, the game forces you to fight him, but no matter what, he always escapes. I tried removing his essential status again, but the scripts were stronger. No console command worked, and he flew away anyway. This was the first time I couldn't kill him at all, no matter what I tried. That meant Sovngarde was my only chance. To get there, I needed to capture a dragon willing to show me the way. But this time, I was doing something I had never done before, playing only the main quest, skipping all side quests and even the Civil War. Because of that, I had to call both the Empire and the Stormcloaks together to negotiate a truce while the dragon threat remained.
Jarl Ulfric, General Tullius, it seems we may have an agreement.
Once they agreed, I captured the dragon, who flew me to the ancient Nordic ruins where the portal to the afterlife lay hidden.
This is as far as I can take you. Grifboth Akrin. I will look for your return. Or Alduin's.
I killed the dragon priest guarding it and entered Sovngarde, where Alduin awaited me yet again. By this point, I wasn't surprised at all. I tried hitting him with weapons, but as usual, he took no damage, so I used the console to kill him. Instead of the usual dragon death, he actually triggered his unique final death animation, the one that's supposed to play only during the last battle, but in the wrong part of the story. After that came the final encounter. I ran to the Hall of Valor, spoke with the ancient Nord heroes, and together we marched to face the World Eater. Using clear skies, we pushed away Alduin's mist.
We cannot fight the foe in this mist.
Clear skies! Combine our shouts!
Look! Bakor!
Strangely, even though he was supposed to be dead, he still used his shout to bring the mist back. I thought he might rise again, but when the mist finally cleared completely, he never appeared. No matter how long I waited, this time, it looked like I had killed him for good from all this strange behavior. Sometimes appearing, sometimes not, I can only conclude that every major location in Skyrim actually has its own separate copy of Alduin, each with different characteristics and scripts. It would have been far more interesting if the game had just one single original Alduin, whose death truly carried over. In that case, killing him early would have broken the questline as early as the third encounter, but in my playthrough, the story only broke right at the very end, and all I could do was enjoy the Nordic afterlife, which honestly wasn't that bad. Maybe it's even a better fate for the Dragonborn.